Listen to the words you use when you talk about your life. You tell your friends, you tell your family, and worst of all, you tell yourself the exact same lie every single day. You say that you are stuck. You say you are stuck in a dead-end job that barely pays your bills. You say you are stuck in a relationship that constantly drains your energy. You say you're stuck in a physical body that you hate to look at in the mirror, or stuck in a financial trap that you cannot seem to escape out. You convinced yourself that an invisible wall blocks your path, and you do not know what to do. It is time to face the truth you actively avoid. Face the brutal, uncomfortable reality you refuse to acknowledge. You're not stuck. You have never been stuck. You know exactly what you need to do to fix your miserable life. You know exactly what difficult conversations you need to have. You know exactly what toxic habits you need to violently destroy. You know exactly what brutal work you need to put in every single day. The problem is not a lack of knowledge or opportunity in the modern world. The core problem is that the solution is physically and mentally painful. The absolute truth is, you're not stuck. You are simply comfortable. You have found a specific level of misery that you can tolerate on a daily basis. Your current situation might be incredibly bad. It might be utterly unfulfilling. It might be quietly destroying your soul from the inside out. But it is predictable that you know exactly how to survive. In this specific pain, breaking out of this situation requires stepping into the complete unknown. And the unknown is terrifying to the weak mind. The primitive, biological part of your brain will always choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. It will constantly trick you into believing that you are trapped, just to keep you completely safe from the massive exertion of change. As long as you keep telling yourself that you are stuck, you give yourself the ultimate permission to do absolutely nothing. It is the perfect, flawless excuse. It completely absolves you of all personal responsibility. But the ancient Stoic philosophers did not allow themselves to indulge in such weak, pathetic illusions. Epictetus once said that it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. And in the exact same way, it is completely impossible for a man to free himself if he constantly pretends that he does not have the key to his own cage. Look closely at your prison. The heavy iron door is wide open. There are no guards. There are no chains binding you to the floor. You are sitting inside this cage entirely by your own choice. You are defending the bars of a prison. That only exists in your own mind. You must stop playing the victim in a game where you're the only player. The universe is not holding you back. Society's not holding you back. Your own desperate need for emotional and physical safety is the only thing keeping you anchored to the bottom. Acknowledge the lie today. We currently live in an era that absolutely worships comfort above all else. Modern society has meticulously engineered a world where you never have to feel the biting cold. You never have to experience genuine hunger, and you never have to face actual physical friction. This absolute, overwhelming abundance of comfort is not a blessing. It is a terminal disease. It is a slow-acting, invisible poison that permanently paralyzes human ambition. When you are constantly comfortable, your natural tolerance for suffering drops entirely to zero. This is exactly why you claim to feel stuck when you are faced with even the slightest amount of difficult work. You look up at the massive mountain you need to climb. Whether that means starting a new business, getting your physical body into shape, or learning a highly complex skill, and the sheer terrifying discomfort of the climb makes you instantly retreat back into your soft bed. You willingly trade your ultimate, limitless potential for an hour of temporary, meaningless relief. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca understood this catastrophic danger more than 2,000 years ago. He observed the wealthiest, most powerful men in the Roman Empire, men who had absolutely everything handed to them on a silver platter. And he clearly saw that they were the most fragile, miserable people in the entire world. Seneca warned that unbroken prosperity cannot withstand a single heavy blow. But the man who has relentlessly struggled with his own harsh circumstances builds an impenetrable callus against fate. You must fundamentally understand that comfort is never a reward. It is a silent assassin It systematically kills the warrior inside of you. When you say you're stuck, what you are actually saying is that the pain of remaining exactly the same has not yet exceeded the pain of making a massive change. You're still getting just enough cheap dopamine, just enough digital distraction, and just enough artificial warmth to keep your mind heavily sedated. To break this paralyzing illusion of being stuck, you must deliberately declare total war on your own comfort zone. You must actively introduce voluntary, painful friction into your strict daily routine. If you cannot even command yourself to take a freezing cold shower in the morning, or wake up at 5 o'clock in the dark, or put your glowing screen in another room for 3 hours, how can you possibly expect to conquer the massive, terrifying obstacles in your real life? You absolutely cannot. You will retreat every single time the wind blows. By actively choosing comfort, you are actively choosing to remain in the cage. You are choosing to be a pathetic spectator in a life that you are supposed to be commanding with an iron fist. The true emperor does not seek the softest, most comfortable chair in the room. He aggressively seeks the heaviest, most brutal responsibility he can carry. The only possible way to escape this paralyzing, comfortable illusion is to completely burn the ships. Throughout ancient history, when a conquering general landed his army on hostile, dangerous shores, he would immediately order his men to burn the very wooden boats they arrived in. He completely removed the option of retreat. If his soldiers wanted to survive the day, they had to move forward. They had to fight with everything they had. They were no longer stuck on the beach. They were violently forced into immediate action. You must aggressively apply this exact same military philosophy to your own undisciplined mind. You must systematically and ruthlessly destroy the easy escape routes that allow you to retreat back into comfort. If you waste countless hours on social media every night, delete the applications immediately. Burn the ship. If you eat toxic garbage because it is sitting in your kitchen, throw it all in the trash right now. Burn the ship. Stop giving your weak inner slave a dark corner to hide in. When you finally remove the soft safety net of modern comfort, the illusion of being stuck shatters instantly into a million pieces. You will suddenly realize exactly how much violent, aggressive energy you actually possess when absolute survival is your only available option. Take complete, uncompromising ownership of your current miserable reality. Look directly in the mirror and say it out loud without flinching. I am exactly where I chose to be. Do not blame the collapsing economy. Do not blame your parents. And do not blame your unfortunate circumstances. The exact moment you accept that your current misery is entirely self-inflicted, you immediately reclaim the supreme power to change it. This is the fourth brutal truth you have been avoiding in this series. You do not lack discipline. You are not lazy. You do not need an ounce of motivation. And you are absolutely, definitively not stuck. You are a highly advanced biological machine, capable of enduring immense suffering and achieving monumental historical feats, but you have deliberately put yourself to sleep. It is time to wake up. Step out of the warm, comfortable room and walk directly into the violent storm. The path forward is going to be brutal. It is going to be completely exhausting, and it is going to test every single fiber of your being. Good. Let it test you. Let the intense friction strip away all of your accumulated weakness. Embrace the agonizing pain of progress, because the only alternative is the silent, agonizing death of dying comfortably inside a golden cage you built yourself. The iron door is open. The wind is howling. Stand up, brace yourself, and walk through it. Leave the weak behind. The empire you desire demands your total suffering today. Your absolute legacy is waiting on the other side of that fear, but you must take the first step into the cold dark.